Welcome back to FryMinis. I'm Eric, and today we're talking about Planescape Adventures in the Multiverse minis. Thank you to our friends at wizkids for sending this set over. So we've already taken a look at the Whirlworm, which is the premium. We've taken a look at the character set, which is a boxed set. You can see what's inside each one of those. And now we're taking a look at the primary set. So 42 minis in blind boxes. Each booster box contains 4 minis. Full 160 for a brick, which is 8 boxes, 8 booster boxes. So I don't know. This set is set to come out in April 2024, so we still got a little bit of time to get your pre-orders up on dndmini.com. Again, thanks to wizkids for sending these over. Of course, you can often find minis cheaper at other places such as Amazon or your local gaming store. But overall, I think this set is cool, but Planescape just isn't my jam, so I have a hard time getting too hyped up for it. Quick reminder on our rating scale. So we've got 3 metrics, sculpt, paint, and fun. We rate each of those on a 5-point scale. A 3 is, this is what I expect from a pre-painted wizkids mini. 4 is, I'm impressed. And a 5 is, this is amazing. And a 2 is, I'm disappointed. And 1 is, this is really bad. So that 3 is kind of right on target there. All right, so let's just jump in. Great start to this set. Look at that little smirk on this guy. I love that red armor with the wash. This one is really coming out of the gate strong, especially for a common here. This set contains many Modrons, these little robot people. They're kind of, the design is just basic, just some gold paint, and that's not wizkids' fault, but you know. Like here with the Quadrone, we at least get some character with the little winky eyes. He's trying to shoot his bow overhand style for some reason. This one just has a little more flavor. Really love all the demo dans in this set. This one, just big, fat, green. Look at those jowls. This is just, it's awesome. The paint was really good, but not perfect. So this is where we get a little tricky sometimes. So we went with 2s across the board. But the mini's so microscopic, but that's not really wizkids' fault. So ultimately, I just went with a little disappointing. This is a great example of what is an average quality mini that the sculpt just is a little more flavor to it, a little more detail to it than we would maybe expect. This thing is so skinny. I don't know. It's just kind of like, here's a little piece of plastic with a coat of paint on it. I didn't love this one. Another demo dan. The pose here is really aggressive, which I really enjoy. I think it's cool for this particular mini, but also just to get stuff like this. I just wish the paint was a little cleaner. So this is kind of what I mean when I say this just isn't my style of D&D. A slot machine, I don't know. Like, wizkids did a fine job with it. It's just not my thing. Varg wheel and a chef's hat. What do you need? That's fun. Look, I appreciate that a swarm of tiny creatures turned into a small base is something that's going to be hard to paint, but this is just gray paint with a pink dot. And here with the Dark Weaver, which is just a disgusting looking creature in the first place, the legs aren't even painted. Like, that's just black plastic. Okay, you know, like, we can do better. I appreciate that we have an attempt at like gold makeup on the face, but it's just really sloppy, just thick paint on this. Also, a baseball player, not my vibe. This is definitely an improvement. The Monodrone, I think, is definitely one of the higher quality Modrons in this set. The eye, I think, is maybe a sticker. It's so sharp. Love the Doomguard Rot Blade. Here his pose is straight out of the book, so it's not too much wizkids could do here, but overall, really like this one. Mezzaloth, this is a much better sculpt than past Mezzaloth minis, I think. He's a little thicker here, which I appreciate, but you know, this is pretty cool. I feel like they forgot to keep finishing painting the sunflies. Real basic paint job there. Okay, so the paint job here isn't bad. It's all right. but I actually really like this sculpt for this centaur kind of thing. Super detailed, good pose. It makes sense for a medium creature. And as all the other metal type things, you know, it's just, here's some metallic paint. But look at those arms attached through the robe type things. The arms aren't connected to the body. Cool, cool, cool. Super cool sculpt. The paint is a totally adequate quality paint, but it could have really shined here with more attention to it. But the sculpt is phenomenal. Love this thing. So the Shemeshka's bodyguard is a Maleficent, which we're going to find here in a second, which is a very different sculpt. So while this is really cool on its own, in comparison, it's a little weird. Octon, so this is another Modron. The middle has just this weird chunk that's like, that way it's a sturdier base or something that's painted gold too. Didn't love that. But otherwise, the paint was great. All right, so that's Shemeshka's bodyguard. This is this is the other version. You'd think the bodyguard would be like a big example, not the tiny version of it. But this is cool. I love this thing. Warden Archon. This one was hard to judge. The gloves are really blobby. And obviously we've got like this sticker kind of thing here on the chest. But overall, I really like this a lot. Vecna Impersonator has glitter built into its base. I've never seen that before. That's amazing. I love that. However, and while this mini is awesome, this is just so not my kind of style. Cranium Rats in disguise. This is so cool. Still wish I had that kobold in trench coat. WizKids, send that over, please. I do feel we could have done a little more with paint, though. And the number one in the set, the Chateau Demodand. This is a perfect mini. This is amazing. I love it. It's just, if you know anything about Banderhobtober, I hope to see these. So interesting results here. We've got a really high sculpt score, but overall we're really let down by the paint quality. So 3.33 overall star rating. So it's a solid set. Okay, so it's kind of weird, right? So we've got really high scores in some, but that paint is just not, I just wasn't feeling it. I was really worried that I would be a little biased and go really low on fun scores, because this is just, so much of this set is just not the kind of D&D. I'm like, obviously do whatever you want, play however you want. There's no wrong way, unless you're hurting other people or something. There's no wrong way to play D&D. I just prefer a little more classical knights and dragons and goblins and wizards kind of thing to wacky space adventures and multiverse stuff. Yeah, that's just my vibe. You have your vibe, own it. That's great. It's cool. So, but it worked out, you know. So it's the I don't know. This set, I didn't get any huges. I don't think there are any huge minis in this set. The Whirlworm is huge, but it's not massive. So it's a little interesting that this was kind of maybe a cost-saving set, but we still charged full price for the higher tier for the $20 a box, a booster box. I don't know. So WizKids, thanks for sending this over, but this would not be number one on my shopping list. I think if you are doing stuff in this kind of Planescape-y world, yeah, I think this set would be great, because generally the quality is really good here. It's just a lot of these are very specific, very, very specific, and like, you know, I harp on it every video, and I hear y'all telling me settle down, but I'm big into reusability when it comes to minis. I think that's how you get your best value out of those, and a lot of these minis just don't have a lot of like reskin capabilities. So that's my take. Overall, I'll say thumbs up if this is something you're looking for, if you're looking for Planescape. Otherwise, I would say maybe save your money for the upcoming 50th anniversary edition. Really looking forward to that. All right, everybody, join us over at discord.gg/FryMinis. Check us out, FryMinis.com. And if you want to support the channel, FryMinis.com or Patreon.com/FryMinis. We'd always appreciate your support. It's $5 a month. Cool. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. We'll see you later. Bye.